Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to the HGTV 2017 Dream Home Let's Build. And guys, today's going to be the final part of the Let's Build. We're here on part number 8. And last episode I said this was going to be the final episode of building. After this, we're going to be doing the tour. So, what else do we have to do here on this final episode? Let's just start looking through what still needs to be done. First off, I made some progress on landscape since the end of last episode. The front yard is pretty much wrapped up. Maybe I could add a few more things to it, but it's looking pretty good. The backyard is also pretty much wrapped up here. So there was like a darker gray wood over here. I decided to place down some coal blocks as that material. Probably not the most ideal thing in the world, but when you look at it from a distance, it looks decent. So we have our pool there. I actually swapped out the slab lining of it with quartz instead of stone slabs because I thought it looked a little bit better than just the all gray. We added the grill area, we added a little table, some seats over there, and just basically a bunch of trees and also some pool chairs. So these pool chairs actually turned out pretty nice. I like the way those look. But yeah, the landscape of the build is pretty much done. Only a few more things to do really, but you know, those things can be done in between this episode and the final tour. But today I'm going to focus a little bit more on interior like I did last episode. And I'm going to start off pretty much right where I left off from last time. So last time we finished up the master suite. So today my plan is to build the kitchen. And if we get that done in a timely manner, I'm going to come over here and build the dining room. So we have two things on the agenda for today, which is very nice. So, all right, everybody. So let's take a look at the kitchen real quick. We have an island in the middle with the sink. Very nice. We also have a little wet bar over there, it looks like. But here is the main counter. We've got the stove and the oven. I really like this tile back here. This actually reminds me a lot of dark prismarine, so I think we'll use that. In fact, this whole coloring in here is a very nice theme. We have the refrigerator over here, some curtains along the window, as well as a table, which we will add. So nice open kitchen, which looks right into the living room. And then if you actually look right over there, we're going to be doing the dining room later in this video. So that's what we're going to be accomplishing today. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started here with this kitchen. What I'm going to do for this, I'm going to grab some quartz blocks. Let's see, what else are we going to need? Probably some, you know what? Let's just start with some quartz blocks and let's start with some cyan carpet. So if you're wondering, I put up a wall of prismarine bricks, I believe is what these are. No, dark prismarine. And this is actually like pretty similar to what it looks like on the actual build. So this is nice. And I'm going to start off with some cabinets. Basically just running down a couple of blocks. You'll probably make them go 3 blocks down. Something like that. I'm also going to have a countertop here, which I'm going to take out, I think 2 blocks going all the way down. Maybe just 1 block. I'm not sure yet. We'll start with just 1 block. And then I think I'm going to expand it out maybe like 5 blocks right there or something like that. So I'm going to place the refrigerator right here. And the way I used to do these is I actually used to place backwards furnaces going all the way up. And then I would place a dispenser right there. And that's how I used to do the refrigerators, which I think looks very nice. So we will go with that. Let me grab my dark prismarine and throw that back down. We're going to just basically fill this whole thing up. This is going to be just like one big cabinet space. It's going to be slightly indented from the rest of the wall. So we'll take this all the way up 2 by whatever that is, 2 by 5. So that's good. And then this over here I want to be 5 as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 blocks in the middle of that, and then 5 more. That's good. And then straight down the middle here, what I would like to do is put some dispensers that are looking straight down. Kind of like that. I think that'll look good. And then maybe below that, actually I think that's fine. Just like that. And then what I think I'm going to do is place some quartz right there. There's going to be a stove here, so we're going to place a furnace, and we're going to place some cyan carpet over the top of that, which I think is looking very nice. Also going to take that down 1 extra block there, and we have our kitchen wall. I'm wondering if quartz is the best choice for this, because I just get the sense that quartz blocks aren't the best in this pack. So maybe the diorite blocks might look better, plus it'll match the house more. Tough call for sure. I think I'm going to leave it for now, though. And what I also might do is get some tripwire hooks and place a few of these down. But yeah, the thing with kitchens in Minecraft, honestly, I've never really been a big fan of building kitchens in Minecraft. It's just probably my least favorite room to build. It can be kind of tricky sometimes. So that looks pretty good. Let's see, what else do we want to do to this? So we have to add a kitchen island. So we're going to place that somewhere in the middle here. You know what? Maybe this will look better if we just use like light gray wool instead of the quartz. Or maybe just like some quartz and some light gray wool. Like a mixture of it possibly could work. So maybe some light gray wool right here. And I don't know if it'll work right there, because it's like kind of matching the wall. So maybe quartz there. We'll continue that. Just have like a little strip of it. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better. Just a little bit. All right, we'll go with that. And now let's go ahead and add this island in the middle, which I actually am going to use light gray wool for. So let's place it like right here. We'll have this go across 5 blocks. We'll make it a 5x3. And then we're going to place some cyan carpet over the top of that without missing. All right, so there we go. And then I'm going to get some dark oak wood stairs out here. Place a few of those with some chairs. Actually, I might do 3 of them instead of 2, like that. I think that'll look a little bit better. So I think I ultimately am going to stick with the floor being oak wood, by the way. We're going to stick with that. Let me also grab another light gray wool here. Place a few of these down like that. Nice. And we're going to keep that. I don't know. Should we have the windows go all the way to the floor or not? Let's see how it looks on the outside. I think it actually kind of looks better on the outside like that. So, although it may not look exactly the way it's supposed to on the build, I think that looks a little bit better anyway. So we'll go with that. So we have our windows there, our door to the pool. We have our kitchen space coming together pretty nicely. We're also going to have another little wet bar over here, I guess what we can call it that. Something like that. And we also need some sinks as well. In fact, where are we going to put the sinks? I was thinking we could have it right here. And possibly, I think the sink is in the middle of the kitchen, so that'll work fine. We can place it right here. So that'll be our sink. That's looking good. And we still have a few more things to add. We got to add a table over here, which is starting to make me think that I should move this island over a block, or maybe make it a little bit smaller. All right, so I tried to make the kitchen island a little bit smaller, and I'm not really liking that too much, so I think I'm going to change it back. But first, I'm actually going to ultimately move this countertop out an extra block. I'm going to actually grab my furnaces again, place that back down there, and I'm also going to put a slab over top of that if I can. Place one there. Whoops. There we go. So we have our stove there. We have our kitchen island, which again, I think it looks a little small. So what I think I'm going to do is move it over this way a little bit and then shift everything by 1 block. I just think that's going to look a little bit better in the room, although it may not be lined up with the furnace anymore, but it'll be kind of lined up with that refrigerator a little bit. So I think it'll look better overall. We're just going to have to wait and see. Obviously, we got to build it first. All right, so also I threw in these quartz stairs here kind of as a frame for this, but I think I'm going to move those over as well, but keep that. And then as far as those chairs, I think I'm just going to do 2. There is 3 on the actual kitchen, but I think 2 looks a little better. All right, and then also I'm going to keep with the theme that we got going over here with these curtains. Going to add some curtains to this and have those go down. Should we connect them to the floor in here? I don't think we need to. I think that's fine. I was actually thinking about putting the end rods connecting across here, but I don't like it how, you know, there you have to. I wish you could get an end rod without the thing on the end, or maybe if there was some sort of connecting texture where if you were to run them across, it would get rid of the line there. That would be awesome. I'm sure there's like a PC thing for that, but we're here on Xbox, so that is totally okay. And let's see. I'm going to add a table right here. So this table, I think I'm going to do it out of cobblestone. That might seem a little risky. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm also going to grab a flower pot, and we're going to throw a... what should we put in the middle of the table? How about a bluette? I love the bluettes, so we'll use those. All right, sorry about that, guys. I just had to do a quick jump cut for literally the craziest reason. A ladybug landed on my face. I'm sick of it. It's, for some reason, it's like 70 degrees over the last 5 days in February in the middle of New Jersey, which makes no sense. So the bugs have just been coming out early, and it has been just crazy. So my room has been infested, unfortunately. But pretty off topic. But anyway, that's going to be our table there. I think that looks pretty good. I'm only going to add 3 of those. It actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to. Well, I didn't think it was going to look bad, but I didn't think it was going to fit the room. But that's pretty good. That's our kitchen. Let's add some lighting to the ceiling. I think that's about it. Maybe we need a little bit more greenery to this place. We could add some Dangeles anvils, fit those in somewhere. But let me grab some sea lanterns and throw these in the ceiling here. We'll go 2 blocks away, 2 blocks away, and right there. And let's see, is it right here? Yes, it is. Right there. All right, there we go. Perfect spots for some lighting. The lighting in this house is all jacked up anyway, but that's totally okay. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do for the lighting here in the kitchen is I actually am going to use the end rods a little bit. I'm also going to use some Dangeles anvils. We're going to throw those down. Let's get some anvils. Let's get some acacia leaves. You can bind them. And what do you make? Some Dangeles anvils. But first, let's go ahead and make some lighting. I think I am going to use... Should I use beacons or sea lanterns? I think I'm going to use beacons, but I'm also going to grab sea lanterns because they might look better. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place an end rod upside down right here, and right here. Those 3 blocks. And then I'm also going to crouch and place 3 more end rods that are connecting. And then I'm going to stay crouching and place 3 beacons. And these are going to be some lights hanging down from the ceiling. So the thing about that is not only is the beacon creating light, but the end rod is creating light as well, which is kind of funny. But that looks great. I'm liking that a lot. That's nice. And I'm wondering if I should move the lights in the ceiling, possibly to make it a little bit more symmetrical. But noticing now that the island in the middle of the room is not symmetrical, which is totally okay. So that's going to be our kitchen. Let me add some Dangeles anvils to this thing. Where should we place them? Should we place one in the hallway here? Is that going to be kind of obstructive to, you know, floor plan flow? Probably a little bit, so let's not put it there. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't force it. It seems like there's not really a great spot for it. I could probably put one right here, but again, I think that seems a little forced. So you know what? Let's just forget about it. We're just going to wrap up the kitchen like that. So there's our kitchen, looking nice. It's going to look a lot better once this room is furnished because they're kind of like one room mixed into one. So, well, 2 rooms mixed into one, I should say. But it'll definitely look a lot better once that one's done. But this is a nice looking kitchen. I think it's pretty solid. So let's move on to the dining room now. So here's a first look at the dining room. Very interesting style here. I love the ceiling. We're probably going to do that of dark oak wood of some kind, or do some gray wool wallpaper. Huge curtains here, which I'm not sure what material we're going to use for that. And then we'll do a table here as well, which is a nice looking table. So this is not a large room by any scale, so it shouldn't take us that long to build. But it's definitely interesting. It's got a different theme than the stuff that we've seen so far. So should be a pretty interesting thing to come up with here. So as you guys saw, the dining room design is a little interesting, a little bit different than what we've seen on this build so far. It's got a little bit more of a darker theme. I'm going to start off here with with a little lining of pillared quartz going around. And we'll connect it to there. And I'm trying to decide if I want to turn this even more. I think it might not be exactly the way it is, but I think it'll help this build a little bit. So we're going to do it. I'm going to make this corridor just 2 blocks. And I'm going to place some gray wool here and here. And we're just going to get this whole thing double stacked with some gray wool, which I hope is the appropriate block choice here. I hope. So we'll have this run all the way down and connect. So status update on the ladybug situation. I had to do another jump cut. I'm just getting interrupted. It was actually not a ladybug. It was a stink bug, which is why I was really wondering why it was so massive when it landed on my face. Luckily, it didn't stink me. I had my light off, so I couldn't really identify the creature. But I'm glad. I'm grateful now that the thing didn't. I've had incidents with stink bugs in the past that have been brutal, and they just love landing on my face for some reason. Now I'm really upset, but we avoided disaster, because if I got blasted by that stink bug, or if I accidentally squish it on my face, I wouldn't have uploaded. I would have stopped recording, and I would have just started cussing. I bet that's probably what would have happened. But anyway, we got some ceiling coming in here. I'm gonna use some dark oak wood as the ceiling in here. This is gonna be a nice looking ceiling. I like this actually. I like the theme of this room. It's got that atmosphere that you're looking for a fine dinner. So that's what our interior is gonna look like. As far as the curtain, You know, I don't know if I want to go gray on gray. I don't know if that's going to look the best. However, I don't know what block I'd alternate it with. I don't think coal would be very good as curtains. So maybe I'll just do some more gray kind of running through here, and we'll just have to do that. But it seems that these curtains like almost cover the whole wall here. It's going to be something along those lines. And also, what I can do is actually use the end rods for this, since this is an even number. We're going to place that down. Boom. There we go. So that's looking good. Let me take this up a little bit just so it's kind of, you can tell it's a curtain. I don't know, maybe another block would look better. I'm scared to use coal as curtains because, well, just the thought of that just sounds really bizarre. But we don't really, here in Minecraft in creative mode, you guys know this. We don't use the blocks based on what they are. We use them based on what they look like. So does that look like a better curtain? You know, maybe it does, honestly. I'm not even going to lie. It might. So maybe we'll just go with that. So let's do the table next, and also the floor. I think the floor is going to stay the way it is, but we'll check. All right, everybody. So the table in here is going to be something pretty simple. I'm just going to get some string out. And we're going to leave the floor, by the way, the same color. Also, we need to change the color of the carpet around the table first before we place anything else. I'm actually going to use the coal as well to match the curtains. It's a little unorthodox, but sometimes we have to try new things here on these HGTV Dream Home builds. I built some of the wackiest stuff I've ever done just because I'm trying to make it as close to the actual thing as possible. So I'm going to place string pretty much all over that. And I might even take this out one extra block here on each side. Pretty much almost cover the whole room. I might even just switch up the floor completely at this point. Just try something else. I'm thinking maybe one of the logs sideways, possibly acacia logs. May look decent here. I don't know, I'm just trying. So this is pretty much my, me going off on my own here, but I think it'll look okay. So let's try this out. And I guess I'll take it across here as well. All right, so there's going to be our room. And then we're just going to do a gray top, basically. So we don't have to crouch, actually. If we want to put the end rods down, that's right. I keep thinking, with beacons, if you hit it without crouching, you open the beacon up. I remember back in the day, why can't I place these? There we go. I remember back in the day when you actually had to like bank it off of another block. There was no like crouch feature when it came to like placing stuff, which was a little frustrating back in the day, but it's fine now. All right, I'm gonna use some acacia stuff as some chairs here. So actually, I gotta re-grab my. Probably should have thought about that a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's grab this. Also, I just had a thought. What if I like put black banners like all over this? Would that change anything? Would that make it look better or worse, more artistic? I don't like it. But I do want to use some banners in this room, though. We're going to get to that in a second. Okay, so I'm going to have this go like that. And we are placing down our chairs right now in this room. Honestly, this is like the perfect space for this. I think it works out. All right, so that's pretty good. One thing I want to do, though, actually, is in the middle of this, I am going to place a full block here. And I think I'm going to place a flower pot on it. I think I'm going to do that. So let's grab that. And I think I'm just going to do a regular fern. Sometimes you just got to go back to the basics. Okay, so that's pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is actually grab some... Let's do like orange, gray, and light gray. I think that's going to be an interesting theme. And I'm going to do like that as like the wall feature. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, so that's going to be our dining room. Let me actually make a quick little Danville's anvil in here, though. I think we're going to do it right here in this corner. There we go. I think that'll fit the theme quite nicely. So we have ourselves a dining room. I'm going to place some quartz stuff here to kind of frame this room a little bit better. Look at this. Interesting design for a room, but I kind of like it. I think it's cool. It's definitely a little bit different from the rest of the build, but I like it a lot. So we're also going to add a table on this wall. I might even move this wall over a little bit, but everything's kind of coming together a little bit here. One thing I have to do is get this ceiling filled across through here. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do for this episode, guys. Just wanted to do a dining room and a kitchen. We got that accomplished. So here's what you guys can expect for the final tour. You can the completed interior, a little bit more detail added to the exterior, and then we'll just go through all the rooms and everything. So I'm gonna do the last few rooms off camera. The last few rooms are just gonna be the living room here, and then this side of the house, which is basically bedrooms and bathrooms. So not too bad. You guys aren't missing too much. And we'll have the final tour coming out here in a few days. So very fun, doing the HGTV Dream Home again this year. We got I think the interior's coming together. I'm trying to just make it unique. I actually really like the way that room turned out. I think it looks cool. The bathroom, I think, is definitely my favorite room we've done, though. This turned out really nice. So, just utilizing as much of the materials in the game as I can to do these interiors is what's challenging but fun. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the 2017 HGTV Dream Home Let's Build. Here's what the house is looking like in its current state. A few more things need to be done to it. Just some detailing and finishing the interior. And then the tour will be ready to go. So expect the tour, guys, within the next few days here, next week. Definitely within the next week, you'll see the final tour of this year's Dream Home. So it's another year, another Dream Home built. And I really appreciate the support you guys gave this series. Coming back and watching every episode and leaving ratings and nice comments. It really does mean a lot to me. I really appreciate it, and it makes this tradition now in its third year a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. Hopefully you enjoyed this Let's Build. The tour will be out in a few days. Leave a like if you did enjoy this one, and I'll see you on the tour. Peace out.